Well, welcome to video log number one, a trial vlog from the Schnorman Voice Studios. I'm Steven Schnorman, and this is my student Barbara. And we were discussing something in the lesson that I wanted to bring out in public. In fact, it was the topic for my first, video log the topic I wanted to discuss. And Barbara just had a great lesson, didn't you?
I sure did.
And lots of new things, bringing you up to the next lesson, the next
Yes,
level. And,
yes, new techniques.
well, we've had a time of it, and you're first coming to the place now where things can come out and I can really dig in. And I'm so happy about that. I really am. One thing I want to talk about, the first thing that I wanted to get out there was you go on YouTube, you're a novice singer, you're a talented young singer, or you're a talented older singer, and you go on YouTube and you look for voice lessons that you could just like glean some information from, and learn something and maybe get a leg up without, having to put too much time or money in. And there's information out there. I see voice teachers who will just put out a video of what you should do when you sing.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that this isn't golf. you know, with golf, you really do need personal training with golf. I don't play golf, but you have to have someone showing you exactly what it is they mean. But with singing, it's a little different. With singing, you the instrument's hidden. The instrument's inside.
Mhm.
A lot of what is happening is with your body on the inside. You can't see it. So a voice teacher has to go by what they hear you doing in order to fix what it is you're doing wrong or you're not doing, which for a beginner is probably just about everything. A beginner can figure certain things out and they work. But even if they do figure it out, what happens is they get into trouble if they don't know what they're doing. That's why it takes a good voice teacher to guide them and to show them what they're doing, why they're doing it, how to do it, and what the voice wants to do. It's been said a great voice teacher has to not only teach technique, but has to be a great instrument builder because you're working in building the body. That said, the first topic I wanted to discuss was, like I said, the video informationals, right?
Right.
I just want people to be careful of that. And here's why. Because one size doesn't fit all. One size of do this and it's right doesn't fit everybody. Let me give you an example. Uh, you're loosen your jaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, better example, keep your tongue loose. Tongue's got to be loose. Let's say you give that to somebody who has a telephone call. Let's say you give that direction. Let's say you give that direction to somebody who has a lisp, problems with
Right.
their, or a tied tongue. It's called a frenum. Uh, it's going to make things worse. So you
Yes.
give the right thing to the wrong person, and it becomes deadly. They get locked up. So you mentioned that you had some experience with prefab video voice lessons, and I want to ask you about it in a second. But there's something very funny I saw by one of these guys. I think they were from the West Coast, and he said, "I can make my voice sound like Luciano Pavarotti. Listen." "Ah!" He just does some, that's not even good. He did, "Ah!" That's what he did. And then I can make it sound like Sting, And I thought, and you can too. And I thought, that's nothing but manipulation. That's not vocal technique. And people
Mhm.
think that that's what voice is. It's not. Your voice is in your body. It's training the body to do what it should do, alignment, posture. What does the abdomen do? What does your neck do? What does your jaw do? How do you place your voice correctly, freely? So I thought it was funny. In fact, when I saw that, I thought, oh my, so I couldn't watch it anymore. It was hurting my heart. So you said that you had some experience with that as well.
Yes, I did. I actually went online and I searched for specific topics on voice. And coming to you with after thyroid surgery and actually getting myself into very bad habits that ruined my voice.
Mm,
I was searching and other teachers were trying, but really no one could help me.
mm.
And I searched videos and found that first of all, I knew about voice since I had been a voice major, and I would play these videos, and I would go, "Oh my gosh, no, you're ruining." And if you don't know that that's what's happening, you'll follow some of these people, and I would say 99% of them are not providing what you need to grow as a voice student and a professional. There is no feedback. There's no feedback. Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? Do I sound okay? I am so thankful each week I come back to you and you have given me new skills to help me grow. And then you can tell me whether I'm succeeding or not.
I don't let you
Um,
get away with much, do I?
no, you do not. No.
Well, let me ask you, what specifically, tell me an example give me an example of what you heard, how you applied it, and what it did.
Well, I
You
guess
can
I've
remember
caught
it.
it. Yeah, I think I've caught them sooner than me saying, okay, I'm going to follow this person and take that lesson. You can't always go by how they sound. In fact, a lot of times, sometimes I will listen to how they sound. And I said, no, I don't want to sound like you. um, that's one key for me. And of course, I can either hear it in their tone or uh, that it's not right, and the instruction that they're giving me is not right. Now, if you're a beginning student, you have no idea what you're getting, and
No.
you're following blindly, and I don't recommend it.
Yeah. So how did anything lock you up, or what did you feel when you did something? One example. I did this and that happened.
Well, like I said, I kind of caught it beforehand before, but I would sometimes people were saying, this is how you belt. And when I tried to do that, it didn't sound like that person. And I felt it tightening up my whole throat and larynx. And they're not giving you what I'm getting in my lessons, the how the whole body is really contributes to great singing. No one's checking my breathing. No one's checking
Hmm.
why am I tightening up here? You have the immediate answer.
I was blessed to have a great teacher when I was in Juilliard, and people would flock to her studio from other teachers because they would say, even though it was with Juilliard, they would say the same things as you. I remember there was one student outside of another voice teacher's studio sobbing,
Mm.
and we went over to her. What's the matter? And she's, Maestro so and so says I'm mentally ill. I can't get this. It's all I'm just so frustrated. He says, "What's wrong with you?" And she was sobbing. And we said, "Honey, come to Beverly." We studied with Beverly Johnson, and so we got her an initial appointment. You couldn't get an initial appointment because Beverly was in her 70s. She didn't want all the attention.
Right.
So we got her an appointment, and she came out. I can't believe it. She knew she fixed when I walked in. She fixed everything. I felt so much better. I'm so happy. Thank you. That's what it was like. And that's how people are with this because I do the same kind of diagnostic evaluation of what the person's problem is, and will fix the particular problem in the lesson. In fact, I say to them sometimes, try for a week not telling me what's wrong and see if I don't hear it right away. Yeah, I've said that to you, have I?
You did, yes. I
Yeah,
always tell you what's wrong. And you
yeah.
said,
Well,
don't tell me.
because you hear it, it's there. But the
Right.
thing what you said was good, and I don't want to make this long and drawn out. I'll probably stop it after this. But one thing I want to say is that you said it got tight here, talking about adulting, and you were imitating their sound. Firstly, you don't hear what you sound like from the inside. So if you're imitating someone's sound, you are imitating a, a one step removed process. You're hearing yourself inside what you're hearing from them outside, and it isn't the same, firstly. And you can't really necessarily teach by imitation. It has to be by principle and technique and foundation and form. Uh, so you said something very interesting. You said it felt tight, and I stopped. That's because you're smart. That's because you were a voice major. That's because you knew something foundationally. It shouldn't hurt, you know?
Right.
It's like, the joke, it says, doctor, doctor, when I do this, it hurts. Well, he says, don't do this. That's true with voice teaching too. It hurts. Well, don't do it. If it hurts, it's wrong. Okay. Pain is always a good indication that something's wrong. Now, there are caveats to that. Sometimes, I teach people how to sing when they're sick. Sometimes you have a sore throat, and there's that kind of pain. That's not what I mean. If the disease or sickness is not on your vocal cords, you can still sing.
Right.
But and you can mitigate the pain. But if the pain is due to what you're doing functionally, you're doing damage. You're putting pressure on your vocal cords, pressure on your larynx, and it takes a lot to undo that. But anyway, this has probably gone longer than I intended. But I wanted to thank you for taking the time and being my first interviewee. Yeah, interviewer,
Absolutely.
interviewee. It's an honor. I'm honored, and it's an honor I'm glad to give you. Thanks so much for doing this, and there'll be more. I just want people to know. Okay. All
I'm
right. Thank
hoping
you.
they do.
Dr.
Thank you.
Lysenko, take care.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.